everybody. Hi, it's Becky from powertoolswiththread.com. That's my blog. Let me kick off my flip-flops. We're almost not quite out of flip-flop season here in South Texas. High today was in the low 80s. So, kind of getting there. That's my favorite season, flip-flop. You know, I can finally wear my hair down. It's not so stinking hot that I can't have my hair down around my neck. It feels like a blanket. So, you guys notice a lighting difference back here? My husband put a light above Spanky. And let me show you the new light real quick. See that? It's flat. It's like an inch thick. And I just love it. It mounts on the wall with a bar, or on the ceiling with a bar. So it's very cool. I like it. I told him, I said, it's so dark in that corner and I really can't, it doesn't look right in the videos. I don't know. There's this whole room. I don't know why. I'm not happy with the lighting. Although I've been making videos here in this room for the last year or so. I'm low. I think I'm on the wrong stool. That's better. I don't sit on this stool all the time because it hurts after a while. Maybe I sit too much. My husband went down to Port O'Connor this morning to drop the boat off. I asked him last weekend when we were there, you know, it's 2.5 hour drive. I asked him on Saturday, I said, why don't you drop the boat at the boat doctor today? And that way on Wednesday, when he needs to get to it, he can get to it on Wednesday. And you don't have to drive all the way back down there. And he said, I'm going back down, take the boat down. Got it. Whatever you want to do. You want to drive 5 hours? Knock yourself out. Gave me a little sewing time. So this morning I was looking at my my dining room table and I was like, you know, I need some fall placemats. And I was like, squirrel, off I went. I had a panel. I'll put a picture of it right here. So I made these placemats out of that panel and I did it on the Longarm. It was really neat. I just took the backing and, you know, put the backing on the Longarm like usual and just put a strip of batting that was a little bit larger than the placemat and basted the batting down and then basted the placemat to the batting, and I chose a large all over, it's called Pumpkin Patch is the name, the quilt pattern. You guys can see it better here. Can you see the quilting? Yeah. And it was just super easy to do and a lot of fun, and I got all 4 of them done. Again, unusual for me. I usually, you know, get a little bored halfway through it. But it was so much fun. My poor Longarm was feeling a little lonely. So I have the King Quilter Special Edition. I got it in 2016, I believe. And I've probably done, I don't know, 35 quilts on it or so. And I have the Quilt Butler on the King Quilter, which is made by Quilt Easy. And the Quilt Butler is the computer. And so that's how I did all of this. And then I just trimmed away the batting around the basting line. And I cut the backing 1.25 inches larger. 1 inch, I think. Yeah, 1 inch larger all the way around, and then just did a double fold up on it and stitched it down. And I have 4 very nice little placemats. That was a lot of fun today. That was my play date on my Longarm today. I have got probably 9 quilts I need to get on the Longarm. Oh, and the latest one. I have finished all but the outer borders for the Bringing Home the Christmas Tree quilt. Let me show you. Beware of vicious dogs. Okay, step around. She doesn't even move. So here it is. This is Lori Holt's Bringing Home the Christmas Tree quilt. And of course it's just the top. And I've got it mounted on the top of the light bar there with some magnets that I got from Harbor Freight. This was awesome. A lot of fun. Very cool. It's like putting a puzzle together. I had a lot of fun with this, but yesterday I was just done. I was ready to be done with it, and so I still have borders. It wants a 4.5 inch border right here on the side, and I don't think I have enough of the blossom fabric left, so I'll probably just make it a 2.5 or 3 inch border. I think I have enough left for that. So yeah, this is done. I'm so excited to get it quilted. I think that's very cute. That quilt is from Lori Holt's Vintage Christmas. Let me get it. Yeah, it's called Bringing Home the Christmas Tree Quilt. And that's what it's supposed to look like. So I had a lot of fun with it. Pat Sloan was doing the sew along on that, and I wanted to join in. So I'm real happy to have it done. Okay. I made notes about what I wanted to talk to you about. While I was at Gone Quilting in Bandera, Texas, I had seen a panel up there that I really wanted. I've got a grandson that's turning 4 next month. He and his brother, older brother, are all into Hot Wheels. And so I saw this panel there, and I just really liked it. And this is not typical quilt fabric. It's heavier. It feels like it's not quite a canvas, but almost. So it's much heavier. It is designed to be a playmat type of project. And I got binding and border for it that matches. And it's Hot Wheels fabric. Binding and border are the same. And then the backing, I got 1.5 yards for the backing. And it's a bright orange with the cars. So I'm going to send this finished up to my grandson in Colorado Springs for his birthday with some Hot Wheels cars. That'll be cool, huh? Y'all, this kid, 3 years old, decided he was going to ride a 2-wheeler. His sister's 6. She still had training wheels on. Well, when she saw her brother, who was half her age, on a 2-wheeler with no training wheels, that lasted about 1 day, and she took them off, and off she went. I tell you, that kid has no fear. Isn't it funny how different they can be, and they come from the same people? That's amazing. This is going to be a lot of fun. I got to find a race car pattern. I might actually have one. The Butler comes with a lot of patterns inside of it already, which is what that pumpkin was. It came with it when I bought it. So I want to thank one of my viewers, Diane. Diane sent me the cutest mug rug. It says out of office, happy retirement. And look, the embroidery on it, it's 2020. Can you see that? It's from OML Embroidery. And it is meant to look like, you guys know the, while you were out, the little pink notepads they have for the office with the gray print on them. It's meant to resemble one of those. That is so nice. And it came with a really sweet card. Thank you, Diane. That was so nice of you. I love it. And it's going to live right here on this cutting table so I can use my new computer, and I'll have something to put my coffee cup and my iced tea on. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And you may have sent it a while ago. My post office. You guys, I get all my mail for Power Tools with Thread in and out of our local UPS store, and I have a box there. And the post office just sees box, and they threw it into the P.O. box at the post office with the same number. And I don't know how long it sat there. And then finally the person came to check their mail, and they're looking at it, and they're like, this isn't mine. You know, the post office didn't even look at the street address to see that it needed to go over to the UPS store. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Villa Rosa Designs has their 5. They have a pattern club. You get 5 patterns every month for $8.95. Includes shipping. And this month came in. They have cobblestones. This requires yardage. And it looks like you could use 2.5-inch strips, but that's not how that works. Okay? That's not what it takes. So this is called cobblestones. They have borderline. This one uses a panel and then yardage. And here is Baby Zip Tees from Running Dough. She's a designer for them. This uses a charm pack or 5x5-inch squares with background fabric. And we have Waterside, which uses what they call a theme fabric. So if you have some beautiful large print fabric, those do well in these theme fabrics. Or you could use a panel if you had one. And then Crawl Space. And Crawl Space uses a theme and yardage. Very nice. These are really cute. Very, very cool. It's nice to be able to get those subscriptions when we are in lockdown and can't get out in some places. Fortunately, where I'm at, it's not quite so bad. But in some places, it's still pretty tight on the lockdown schedules. That's really neat. I also wanted to let you guys know, I've talked quite a bit about doing the Fa La La Quilt Along that we are going to start on the 5th of October, next Monday. This uses 8 fat quarters for the trees and then yardage for ornaments. And then it has background fabric that you need. A couple of you actually reached out to Villa Rosa Designs and asked for some green fat quarters, and Pat Fryer, the owner, she put them together for you. So if you go out onto their website, because Villa Rosa Designs sells a lot more than patterns, she sells a load of fabric too. So if you go out to the website and you just type in Fa La La into their search box, the first thing that comes up is a list of 8 fat quarters for $22. That's great. That's a pretty good deal. So anyway, they will be happy to ship those to you. But you need to get on their mailing list, and she sends out email on Tuesdays and Fridays and lets you know what they've got going on. She emailed me today and said that she was meeting with the Hoffman representatives. Like, she goes like, I need more fabric. Bless her heart. Of course you do. One person had asked me about license swapping on the new PC. I keep touching the space bar. I've got Anna from Quilt Roadies. Her video was in the middle of running when I decided to make this. How you go about swapping licenses from an old PC on applications from an old PC to a new PC. You just need to uninstall. You got to keep your license key, okay? And you just need to uninstall the application on your old laptop or computer. If you have a desktop computer, just uninstall the application and then reinstall it on the new one, and you'll use the same license key again to reactivate it. And the company will look at it and know that it's no longer active on another PC. They should be able to tell. So that's kind of how that works. And that's exactly what I had to do with my video editing software for this to get. And man, this thing it's fabulous. I love it. It's got 16 gig of RAM, and it just flies when it's doing this video managing. So it's very, very nice. I'm very happy with it. It's an HP Envy Core i7. You guys asked me for the specs on the computer, so that's it. I will put a link to it below as well. Let's see. Oh, I finished the Santa table runner for the Hawaiian version, and I put some bright yellow borders on it. It's just hanging up there right now so that the curtain on that door doesn't look empty. That's the only reason. I still need to put a backing on it. I'm going to do the flip and turn method and then stitch it all down and all that. Creative Notions subscription bag came in, and you guys, this one is awesome. It says the value on this one is like $86. $86. This package includes Seeds of Gratitude by Susan Wingett for Wyndham Fabrics. And just beautiful fall fabrics, you guys. Very nice. You get 8 fat quarters. Let me open this up so you can see. Is that a pheasant? Very, very nice. This focus fabric right here. Very nice. So soft. And here is like a blender, kind of a pumpkin colored blender. Ooh, I like this. It's a little line drawing of pheasants and pumpkins. Very nice. And we have blue, pumpkins, and comes with a plaid. And here is the blue, kind of a, you know, almost a toile, not quite. Looks like line drawings. Here is Autumn Blessings fabric with leaves and some little bees on there, more blue. And then a blue blender that looks a lot like the one that was in pumpkin, like that. Very, very nice fabrics. I really like these. I like the way they were able to mix blues into the fall colors. It just works, doesn't it? I really like that. So pretty. So, so pretty. The pattern you can make is Welcome Fall wall hanging. Now they have a panel that is here in this, and if you want to get the panel, there's a code in this month's paper that you can get 15% off the panel if you want to go on the Creative Notions website and go get that. Otherwise, you can make an information flying geese quilt if you would like to do that. Look how many flying geese there are in this thing. So to help with all these flying geese, they have Eleanor Burns' Quilt in a Day flying geese ruler. How cool is that? Well, I already have one of these, and this one is nice and pretty and packaged. So if you would like to have this, I'm going to give it away to one lucky person, and I will have the giveaway running from today until Sunday the 4th at midnight Central Standard Time, shipped to US residents only, lower 48. And so if you would like to have this, let me know, and just put in your comment, I want the ruler. Okay, you need to say, I want the ruler. And if you want the ruler, put that in there in your comment, I want the ruler, and then I will pick one of you and send it to you. So good luck. But, okay, so you get that. You also get a free quilt pattern that uses a jelly roll. So that's really pretty. Very pretty. And it comes with straight seam guide sticker. So you get that as well, a straight seam guide sticker with a free jelly roll pattern. And you get 100 little stickers and a pen. And you also got you get patterns for the Dottie Sampler quilt. And this quilt these quilt blocks are from every month in the quilt planner. Also on this particular pattern, where see how it says Welcome Fall on there? So you receive a Welcome Fall embellishment that adheres onto whatever you want to put it on. It's adhesive vinyl lettering. So that's very cool. Very nice bag. I love the fabrics. Oh, and I forgot. It also came with a spool of Aurifil thread. How did I forget that? See, and it goes perfectly with this. Isn't that nice? Y'all, I'm telling you, these subscription boxes are nice. And of course you get a suite. Got some Werthers. So that's it. I think that's all I had to talk to you guys about. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, if you want to win the ruler, put on there, I want the ruler in your comment. And I will pick a winner on Monday the 5th, the first day of our sew along. Okay? We'll talk to you soon. Go sew something. Bye. The first thing I did was pin baste the batting to the backing. And then I used the Butler's basting stitch, which adds a stitch about every 1 inch. I keep pressure behind it so that it doesn't wrinkle. This is just a rough basting of the batting. And then I pinned the placemat itself to the batting. Then I used the precision stitch, which when I move the machine, it stitches. And I have it set at 12 stitches per inch. This way I make sure there's no ripples or bubbles in the material. And I have the pieces cut so that there's enough room between them to be able to trim them apart. I go down the sides of the placemat. and then over straight across the bottom. Now that one is ready for the pattern. And I pin the other one on and repeat the process on the second one. Now I need to create a pattern box, and I'm just moving the machine to the far back left corner of one placemat and to the far right corner of that placemat. Then I go into the patterns inside the quilt butler, and I'm choosing a panto of a couple of pumpkins, and I'm going to go through it and make multiples of it and see how many I want. It autofills 3 rows, and that's not really what I'm looking for, too much quilting. So now I go to an autofill of a single pass of that one pattern. That's what I'm looking for, not too much quilting. So I'm just going to start it. I activate the needle and pull up my bobbin thread and press go, and it starts all by itself. I've finished the second placemat, and now I need to roll the quilt and advance the row and the backing fabric so that I can make more room for the next 2 placemats. I've removed the side clips, and I put on another piece of batting that's going to fit. This is the Grace Phoenix frame. I'm pinning the batting in place, and then I'm going to baste it just like the top one, or the first one I should say. And I put the placemats on there to give me an idea of how far down I can go and get the pattern completed in one pass. On the left menu, there is a button that says Quilting Machine, and it lets me get to my basting stitch. I pull up the bobbin stitch, tie it off, and then begin to baste the batting to the backing. So again, it's just a rough basting of the batting to the backing. And then I'm going to, without using the needle and thread, I'm just going to kind of measure, pulling the machine forward. Can I get to the bottom of the placemat? And if not, I need to just advance it just a little bit farther. That way I have enough room, top and bottom, so the pattern will fit. And now I am basting the placemat to
I'm pin basting the placemat to the batting, just kind of evening them up a little bit. And I will go through the process now of machine basting using the precision stitch instead of the basting stitch. Once I get my clamps on, and I try to stay within 1/8 of an inch of the edge of the fabric. So that way, when I do my binding, it will come up and cover that stitch. And I'm doing them both at the same time on this pass. I got a little smarter. So once again, I am going to the back left corner of the placemat, and I touch the plus sign, and I bring it to the front right corner of the single placemat and touch the plus sign. And this sets the dimensions for the area of the quilt. And you can see the pattern box in orange. I go to patterns, I choose the same pumpkin. I go to the stretch and I use the smart scale. I go to home, I activate the needle, and I press go and tell it to go. And it moves to the location it needs to start, tells me to pull up the bobbin thread. Once I do that, I tell it okay. It will do a tight little tie-off stitch, and it will begin the quilting pattern. So much fun.